It's a 1v1 rebuild day in the Bundesliga, and it's Borussia Dortmund versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Dad, of course, is the manager of Dortmund, and that's because, in case you didn't know, my favourite German team is Frankfurt.
I'm stunned.
So be prepared for the most unpredictable rebuild you could imagine.
No way.
So, Dad, Borussia Dortmund, they lost the league on the final day of the season.
Absolutely. I just could not believe how they chucked that away.
Yeah, I watched the game as well.
It was in the bag.
It was such a shame. One of the first times that Bayern would have been dethroned for a very long time.
Yeah.
Eintracht Frankfurt, however, they dropped all the way down to 7th place. The Champions League, we know, is too much to handle, as well as the league form. They didn't exactly have the best players. But this versus episode that we're going to do is quite interesting because, Dad, he's gone. People were mentioning him. Everybody was saying, what's Dad going to do? Because, of course, Jude Bellingham has left. We've got the updated database as well. He's at Real Madrid.
I don't think you're going
to be able to sign him.
I'm going to give it 2 seasons. I'm going to buy him back.
Oh, I don't think you're going to be able to do it.
I'm absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
Really gutted. Because I've watched Dortmund a few times this season. Or last season as it's finished now. He does make this team tick. So
he does.
I'm a little bit confident because we've got a good team.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of doubt because he's my
your
star
best
player.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
he was captain.
can I replace him? That's my biggest...
Yeah.
That's going to be my first season. It's all about is replacing
Absolutely.
him.
So let's have a look to see what you did, because I did give you the money to do it. We had the exact transfer budget that we were given, and you went straight away and you went and got Lorenzo Pellegrini. You had an idea in your head who it was that you were going for. You went for him.
I was looking for a centre midfield player that can play the 3 positions, as you can see on the tally there, and he just ticked every box for me. So it was a no-brainer, good price. I went for him.
£50 million from AS Roma. A good deal, I think, for Lorenzo Pellegrini. And then you actually spent the money quite well. Now, Romagnoli was already a deal that was done. You went for David De Gea, who is currently a free transfer.
Well, the boy's not happy at Man United, so I thought, well, come over here and I'll.
It wasn't that he wasn't happy. We booted him out. Very unfairly.
I just thought for an experienced goalkeeper like that, why let it go for a waste on a freebie? So I just brought him in.
For a cheap wage as well, only 35k.
That was another thing as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. You also got James Rodriguez.
Yeah, I just thought, well, there's another freebie. What,
Dad's living in 2012.
What a squad player this boy is, look.
Yeah, he is good. Dad loved him at Everton.
Yeah.
He's like, played for Everton, did he? Then you also wanted a left back.
Yeah.
So you brought in Juan Bernat.
I was quite happy with this boy.
Yeah.
Another person who just, look at the greens on there. That's a good price as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not very much at all, £11.75 million. And then finally you went for a striker. You had your eyes set on him from Flamengo, Pedro.
I was looking at the strikers I've got. I've got a couple good strikers there, but the young ones, so I just thought, well, I'll just go for the experienced one, so I've got him in the background.
Yeah.
Just in case I do need him, or I could start him and have the young boys coming on afterwards. So
yeah, absolutely.
That was the idea, up in my thinking here, and I thought, well, it's good experience. First touch and finishing, brilliant.
Very good. Only £17 million as well. You mentioned your youngsters that you have. Of course, you already have Sebastian Haller, who's quite an experienced player. You got Youssoufa Moukoko.
I reckon this boy's going to be the star of Madrid, Dortmund.
Of Dortmund, absolutely. Probably at Madrid when you you sell him soon. And obviously you've got Karim Adeyemi, who can kind of play in multiple different positions. To be fair, very pacey player, young German that they signed at the end of last year. You've got a very good side here. Some aging players that maybe by the end of the rebuild will have to be replaced. That was what
was worrying me, because they were key positions as well, weren't they?
Exactly. And they've got a 28, 29-year-olds.
To replace these guys, you're talking like 60, 70 million to replace them. So time. I don't know.
So tactically, then you're setting up with this. It's a 3 at the back, 5 in midfield kind of formation with 2 strikers. You've got a centre forward on support, an advanced forward. There, you haven't got anybody selected in those positions because you were quite happy with the best 11 pick, which looks like this. Marco Reus and Pedro, really you had them pretty much swapped around, didn't you, during pre-season, or like the summer up until the transfer window closed. That's how you were setting up.
I just thought I would go with the assistant manager. He knew the team better than me. I brought a couple of young boys, new boys in, so he's put him right in the middle. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Go with it.
Absolutely. So before we take a look at your fixtures, we'll look at what I have done so far at this side in Frankfurt. I didn't have a lot of money compared to Dad. They did sell a couple of players. but they didn't really have any transfer budget. So I brought in Rossier at right back, very cheap to be fair, only for £7.5 billion. That's the most that I've spent. And then I also brought in Morton Thorsby for £2.7 million because he's quite a good squad player and I like his mental attributes. No messing around from me, to be fair. But I've gone for a 4-2-3-1, slightly offset with no right winger because we don't really have a good right winger. But what we do have is two very good centre attacking midfielders in Mario Götze, World Cup goal scoring winner. Mario Götze, I couldn't believe it when we signed him last season. And Jesper Lindstrom, who's a very good Danish centre attacking midfielder who can play in loads of different positions. Only 23, has a good potential. I like the fact that we've got him in the side and he can do some business there. I think I'm quite weak up front, to be fair, because Kolo Muani is a good striker. I don't know whether he's an elite striker. He seems to me as more of a winger, but apparently he favours playing up front. So for this season, we're going to see how he does. And on the inside forward role there, we've got quite a few different players. The three that I've already mentioned, which is a little bit worrying. And then we've also got Marmoush, who's a new sign-in from Frankfurt, who can play up front or from that left-hand side. Now, if I was also to play the best 11 pick, I was quite happy with it, to be fair. It's the players I mentioned up front. We've got Jakic and Shaqiri in that midfield, in the Volantes on attack. I've said it from the very beginning of FN23. That's my favourite two combinations in CDM role there. We've got Tuta, Pacho, Max is quite a new signing, and of course Kevin Trapp in goal. Not really expecting too much from this first season because I haven't really improved it that drastically. No. I think the side's quite good. The instructions are kind of what I used to like anyway.
I'll be disappointed if I don't beat you this season.
Well, we'll
I don't know about winning the league or anything, but I'll be disappointed if I don't beat you this season.
Well, we have played each other already, and it was a 0-0 draw in our first game of the season. You also went down to 10 men. I then won the away game, and we both won the cup game. That's a spoiler. Yeah. But there's a new point system going through.
Yeah.
We've been listening to your comments. We enjoy all the comments that you have on the hype that you have for these rebuilds versus each other, and we agree. A point system to determine exactly, factually, who won might be a good way of doing it. So the point system is as follows. We will get 1 point if we beat each other in any game, competitive game that season, whether that's in the league or we knock each other out of the cups. We'll also get a point if neither of us win the league, but we finish higher than each other.
You deserve something if you don't win anything. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. If we win a domestic cup, whether that's, the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, they both come under the same bracket. In different countries, there's 2 cups. Some of them, there's only 1. If you win a domestic cup, that is 2 points. If we win the league, that is 3 points. This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, you deserve something better for winning the league, I think.
Europa League or Europa Conference League. That's 4 points in the bag, but nothing is as good as winning a Champions League. It's not 5 points, that's 6 points.
Yeah, it deserves it.
It has to be, because that's the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
So that is the new point system. I hope you kind of agree with us. We're trying to make it more as competitive as possible, because the way we see it, you can be winning the league every single season, but not have the most points, because if you lose to each other too many times,
and you win
that's a point each time, and you win a cup.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's have a look at Dad's fixtures then before we crack on into this first season. You won 9-0 in your first competitive game. It was DFB Pakal first round.
Well, I liked about that as well. Look, Pellegrini hat-trick.
4? You got 4?
Oh, 4.
Yeah, you got a hat-trick within 20 minutes. I mean, your opponent wasn't exactly
well, no, but it's still we're all wanting him to be doing.
Yeah. Then, of course, you drew against myself at my ground as well. By Leverkusen, though, a 5-2 win. That's a very good win. Yeah, absolutely. So, as it stands right now, we're both 1-1, drew 1. We've got Bayern Munich in there. We've got Leipzig in there. Loads of teams to cause us trouble. The new point system. I hope you're hyped. Make sure you smash a like. Let's see how we did in this very first season. First season.
No way.
The same points as Bayern Munich.
6 points, you dummy boy.
No way. First season.
How did you get that out of them?
I have no idea. That is, I don't know. Oh yeah, Kolo Muani, 20 goals.
I should have a leading goal scorer in there with the mighty strike force I've got.
You lost 8 games in total. There's a win there for Frankfurt. Oh, no. That's another point. So far, that is 3 points for the league win. That's a point for defeating you, because we don't get any points for the draw. Of course, I don't get an extra point for winning the league, for finishing above. That is the 3 points. 74 points. That's a very low tally.
You even have the best goal difference as well, look.
42. I mean, let's take a look at past positions here. Right at the end of the season. Right at the end of the season with 2 games left. Bayern Munich, they must have chucked it away somehow. What would be funny? Yes! You defeated Bayern Munich! Oh. We spent won the league.
Can't believe that.
Thank you very much. You defeated Borussia Dortmund, defeated Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, which bumped me up into first place.
Where was I?
Then they drew as well.
Where was I for the season then?
Let's take a look.
Was I ever above you then?
Quite a lot of the time, you were. In that first half of the season, you were. We crossed paths here. Match day 19, which is exactly halfway through the season.
They have a winter break, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the 21st of January. We crossed paths, and then you couldn't catch me after that. We had a very similar trajectory, look, but you dropped off. You were in 3rd place until that final game of the season, which unfortunately you lost. But just to confirm, actually, before we're on Frankfurt, so we'll have a look at your schedule. I mean, will it ruin the cup game? Let's not do that. Let's not do that first. Let's have a look, because we're on mine first. Cup competitions. I was only in the DFB Pokal. You were in European competitions.
Yeah.
I was not. So there's a chance for you to go ahead just on that basis. Cup competitions. Where did I finish? Yes! Domestic double first season.
Have you done that?
I have no idea.
That's your favourite trophy as well.
That's
isn't
my
it?
favourite trophy. It's a
won it in your
beautiful
first
trophy,
season.
and I've won it straight away.
Do you know, I was going to win that and just say, look what I've got my hands around. Oh no.
I beat Bayern Munich in the final after extra time, 92nd minute, and I was down to 10 men with 3 minutes left. Kolo Muani there, 92nd minute win there. Look at the clean sheet against Bayern Munich.
You knocked me out of the cup, I wonder.
Oh, if it's me, I defeated Mainz. You were eliminated before the quarter-final.
Come
on. Okay, Borussia Dortmund, I still can't see you.
Knocked out in early stage.
Second round, Dad. Second round, Magdeburg. So there's no points there.
Joking.
There's no points there. But if we did do a tally, that's 6 points for me.
Yeah.
The only way that you can do that and get similar points is if you win the Champions League.
Right.
So we'll go on to Borussia Dortmund and have a look at your competitions. No.
Nothing.
You got to the round of 16 of the Europa League. You were knocked out of the group stage. A Fenerbahce knocked you out.
Oh, come on.
You went into the round of 16 and Manchester United knocked you out of that competition.
Yeah, that'd be Man United, didn't it?
So that is nil points for you, Dad, in this first season.
That's a bad start, isn't it?
And I take 6 points going into the first season. I can't believe I won the league to begin with.
Nor can I.
The domestic double is absolutely insane. So transfer money-wise, you've got £46 million in the budget to try and catch me up. Now, money's quite good in the Bundesliga when you do well. So I'm wondering... There you go, £96 million. Double the amount to go into the Champions League. My finances must be good, £152 million. Absolutely lovely. We'll go into the second season with Frankfurt and Omega Luke 6 points ahead. Right, so Dad, going into this second season then, already behind, Jamie Bino-Gittens, you sold him for £22 million to Bristol City, which I was quite surprised Bristol City had that money, to be fair. They must have been promoted.
When they offered that money, I thought, I'm taking that. I mean, he's
absolutely. He's a youngster.
He's only a youngster. I don't think I used him very much, and I don't think I'm going to neither in this, so it was a no-brainer.
So you spent £59 million. Your big signing of the summer was your friend Antonio Silva.
Well, I was there at Benfica before when I saw this boy done well for me, and I thought I need to strengthen my defence. I got a couple of the old ones coming to age as well.
Hummels,
age 20, and he's this good as well. And I know he gets better, so it was a no-brainer for me.
Absolutely. Dad always goes back to the well, doesn't he? You expect to see Kepa Arrizabalaga coming in at some point. A good deal for only £37 million.
I think that was a good buy, that.
Definitely. You then went for Nuno Santos. You went back to Portugal.
Yeah.
At Sporting this time round, Nuno Santos is somebody that you had on your shortlist.
Yeah.
You signed him because of the depth that he gives you on the left.
He's a good squad for the left-hand side,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look, the crossing in the corners, that was another thing I was looking at as well. I thought, get that ball in quickly.
Yeah.
I've got the strikers in there to score the goals, so I needed someone to get the ball in. This boy can do it for me. So
£20 million just
good
short.
Price again.
Good price. And then you got a backup striker, Deandre Belgio. Dad come in and said, I've watched one of your videos, I'm going to sign Belgio. And I was like, he's been watching my YouTube shorts. So 22 years of age, 6'5" Croatian, £3.5 million, not bad at all.
It was just squad player really I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to say he's good, I'm going to take your word for it and put him in my squad.
Absolutely. Right, so tactically, you have changed things around a little bit.
Yeah.
And you started securing a lot of players in there.
I don't know whether it was right or wrong. I mean, Silver, I've got to strengthen my defense up, and I want him to get the gameplay.
Yeah.
Wolf, I thought, was really good, but we kept, for some reason, he wouldn't pick him every time.
He's playing Sule, I think, at right back instead.
And I wanted to bring this guy on a bit more. So Pellegrini, I definitely wanted him in there.
Yeah.
And the other boy up front,
Adeyemi needs to play more games.
This guy, I think, is going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so that's Dad's Season 2 tactic. He's changed it his round as well. He's gone for the hit early crosses, of course, because he's signed some players who are good at crossing. Yeah. We'll take a look at my transfers first before we go on to the schedule. Now, in my transfer window, obviously, I had a lot of money. So I think I did quite well, to be fair. So I also sold £14 million worth of player, like Smolcic, gone for £8 million there, a few other little ones. And I went for another defender like yourself, who I really trust, and that's Giorgio Scalvini. Quality defender, again, only 20, 6'4", very similar to yours, really. Yeah. Similar attributes in Scalvini. £24 million. So we're picking up some good bargains here. So he's a quality defender, Italian. I knew Dad would like that. So that's the defender that I went for. And then I thought I need some good centre midfielders. Kefren Turam is the guy that I picked up. Now Liverpool are looking at him in real life. Only £22 million from Nice. Insane value for money. I used him in my Brighton save. I absolutely love him. He's a quality player. Again, only 23. I went to France again though. Amin Ghouri is another player that I picked up who can play on the left, can play up front. I mentioned how my left side might be a little bit weak last season.
Good score.
I've strengthened it.
Look at this, look.
Yeah, absolutely. I've strengthened it with Amin Ghouri.
I'm getting worried now.
Very good. Backup goalkeeper, who could be a potential first-team goalkeeper in a couple of years. Dennis Seaman, not David. No. Not David Seaman. It's Dennis. He comes in. He's German. He's 6'4", only at 18 years of age. £8.5 million. Very good. Yeah. But, striker-wise, Gabi Barbosa. One of my favourite players in the world. I've got his shirt at Flamengo. You went for the Flamengo striker last year. I went for the Flamengo striker this year. He only cost me £6 million.
£6 million.
Absolute barnstorming bargain.
The only thing I'm glad about is that he's played 3 and scored yet.
Yeah, that's quite worrying, actually. Stick with the same tactic. Why would I change it? Yeah, and I don't need to change or put in anybody there. If I did do quick pick without best 11, it would see this. So Colin Moani actually starts up front. Obviously, he had a very good season last season, but I think now I've got the likes of Ghouri and the likes of Barbosa, who can both play up front too. So let's take a look at my schedule then. It's been okay, to be fair. I think we've done quite well. I beat Bayern in the Cup, in the Super Cup, 3-0. We're not counting Super Cups, by the way, in the point system, because we kind of agreed that it doesn't, like, a lot of the time it's quite friendly anyway. DFB Pokal first round, I got through that. I then beat Augsburg 1-0, Colin Moani, but then I drew to Werder Bremen 1-1, and I'm a little bit worried at this point because I'm not scoring a lot of goals. I only beat Union Berlin 1-0 as well with a 2 to go, so not great. Now, first season of the Champions League back for me. These are my fixtures. It's the big league format now. We're both playing in the Champions League.
Man United.
Yeah, I've got some difficult games in there, especially from the English contingent. Dad's fixtures, though, we take a look. He has done very well. He also beat Tottenham in a friendly, so... Yep. Yeah. 7-0 in his cup game there. Good result, but...
We should be winning those games, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, the stadium that they play at, I think I've played at bigger grounds. Yeah. So, Werder Bremen, 5-1. You then beat Union Berlin, who I could only beat 1-0 at home, 4-0 away from home. And then you beat Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Scoring goals are fun now. Even Silver and Santos, of course, go.
Yeah. Sebastian Haller come off the bench and he got one too. So it's a very good start for you. Now, your Champions League fixtures look like this. You've got Dinamo, Atletico, Porto, and I've got to write in because you've got way easier fixtures than what I got.
100%.
I mean, you got a bye in the last 2 games, Tottenham and Poulsen. I mean, that's 6 points right there.
I'll be disappointed if I don't go through that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, so before we check out the second season results, it's time to hear from our sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped have a brand new product out. So attention all of my beautiful bearded friends, to add to the fact that Manscaped now have beard products, we have a new tool to add alongside the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. And that is the brand new Handyman. It is an electric shaver for your quick and convenient way to give you a clean shaven look. So maybe around the beard you hate using a razor to get a nice neckline, or that weird out of nowhere hair which just like appears, which is like really long, that pops up on your cheek. Ditch this and get one of these instead. Because just like the Handyman, remember I have 20% off and free shipping when you use code OMEGA at manscaped.com. on this and all of the other products on the website. So say no to stubble trouble this year with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, and you can pick up the brand new Handyman because you won't need anything else to sort out all of your bearded product needs, and you won't need any other trimmer once you buy from Manscaped. And of course, if it's the crown jewels which are needing a bit of a trim, there's other products there for you on the website too. I use Manscaped every single week and I have zero regrets. I use my face, my chest for my wrestling, my head, as you didn't know, I also shave my head. I use all the Manscaped products and I have zero regrets. So it's time to go from that 5 o'clock shady to oh yes baby, and use my code OMEGA at manscaped.com for your 20% off and free shipping, including on brand new products like the Handyman. Second season, and Frankfurt are second place, Dortmund are fifth.
He done me by 9 points this time.
I don't know, how did you drop off that much? That's really bad from you. You were storming the league. You had a bad end of the season as well, 62 points in total. You had a bad couple of losses there. You also lost to Bayern. By the looks of it, at the end of the season there, 71 points. I was nowhere near Bayern. They came back with a vengeance. Yeah. Last season, 74 points. I was only 3 points less than that. Bayern got 87 points. They lost one game. One game. So it'd be quite interesting to track Bayern throughout this and see what they're doing, etc. Thomas Tuchel's the manager. They spent 216 million. They brought in Victor Osimhen, Dad. That's going to be a worry for us because that's a £100 million player who is incredibly good.
Yeah.
And a couple of, actually got a good backup striker who's probably better than both of our first team strikers. They are going to be really hard to beat now going forward. That's insane. Donyell Malen, a player that you sold to Union Berlin, was the top scorer of the league with 26 goals. Colin Moani there was down with 18, but you got Lorenzo Pellegrini with the most assists there in 13, Jesper Lindstrom with 11, and Lindstrom also had one of the highest average ratings, but Donyell Malen had the most, with also the highest man of the matches joint with Alphonso Davies. How much do you regret that selling?
No, I don't. He wouldn't have fitted in my team.
All right, fair enough. Right, okay then. We are currently on Frankfurt. We're on myself. So
you're 1 point ahead of me.
1 point ahead. Yeah, we'll have a look at the fixtures in a minute. Did I do anything else? I won the cup again! On penalties against Stuttgart. I won the cup again.
You're a jammy son.
Colin Moani with 2 goals. He also scored in the penalty shootout that we won. I'll take that. I'll take that. Now, where did you finish in this? Did I knock you out? That's an extra point if I did. Bayern Munich got knocked out by Wolfsburg in the quarter-final. You're not even there at that point. Hanover after extra time. So no,
I'm not even
no
getting
point
close
there.
to winning the cup though, am I?
Nope. So that's 3 points
Come
already
on.
for myself. We'll take a look at you though. Maybe you've won the Champions League because I didn't do very well in the Champions League.
I definitely need this, don't I?
Knockout playoff round as well against Juventus. Knockout playoff round, which of course is where I lost against Manchester City 6-3 on aggregate. So Juve knocked you out big time, 5-3 there. So what you need now, because I've got 3 points there, you need to have beaten me twice in the league. That gives you 2 points. It's kind of close out. Well, there's a draw there against Frankfurt, and earlier on the season, it was 2 draws, 0 points. 0 points for you again, Dad.
Yeah.
But that's another 3 points added on to me, so that is a cumulative points of 9 so far, going into the 3rd season. Right, let's take a look at your team statistics. We didn't see this last year. We got Pedro on 24, Karim Adeyemi on 12 goals with 9. What I'm noticing is your average ratings are not that high.
No.
You got a good assist there in Lorenzo Pellegrini. Transfer-wise, you've been given £45 million again.
So that's going to be the norm for this team in this league, isn't it? Like you said earlier, if you're successful in this league, they reward you.
Yeah.
And that's where you're getting the money.
200 million in the bank, though. I thought it'd be a little bit more than that.
Come on.
Frankfurt, though, let's take a look at my goals. I had 34 from Colin Moani. We had 16 and 14 assists from Lindstrom. That's incredible. 12 from Amanguri, 12 from Barbosa,
so
even though he's 6 starts.
You got 5 players in double figures there for goals. That's brilliant.
Really good.
Yeah.
Mario Götze is still putting in an amount of assists, even though his physicals are starting to decline quite bad by the looks of it. Like, very, very terrible pace. And I've been given £87 million. Who would have thought I'd have, like, almost double the amount of money as what you're getting both seasons?
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. You are now in the Europa League next year, Dad.
I've got to win it. No doubt about it. I've got to win it.
That's going to be a task for you.
I should be one of the best teams in that league.
I agree.
Yeah.
You should. I mean, that's an easy 4 points, really. If you can get that.
It should be. I've got to. I think I'm still 1 or 2 players away then, and I'm not sure what players I really need. But something wrong somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Okay then. 3rd season. Let's see who Dad brings in. Right, Dad. You struggled a little bit in this transfer window.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You trying to sell loads of players and failed really. There's a few players you got on the transfer list. Yeah, you could not get rid of.
I thought I'd stick up my old boys for sale as well. Try and get rid of them and try and generate a bit of money so I could replace them really. Yeah. But no one just wanted to leave.
Yeah, the likes of Julian Brandt, players like that, you could not get rid of. But what you did manage to do was bring in a player that you tried tracking the last 2 seasons in Kang-In Lee.
If you watched our videos before, you know I've mentioned this guy before.
Yeah.
He's a good squad player. I find you look at the positions he can play. Green lights on there. I thought this is a good buy.
Yeah. You got a soft spot for South Korean players as well.
Yeah.
Hyun-Min Son.
Well, he's a buy, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So Kang-In Lee joins you, 24 years of age, only £9 million from PSG.
I mean, I think that was a steal.
Yeah, you actually tried signing him when he went to PSG, didn't you? You rejected you to go, do you? So you signed him like 2 years later. Then you went for Seiko Fofana, who was a free transfer. A good free transfer, I think. He's a quality player on the game, actually, from Lens.
If I remember rightly as well, I picked this guy up after I tried to get Kevin De Bruyne.
Yes, that's right. So Kevin De Bruyne was going out of contract.
Yeah, and I just thought, what a better midfield. Well, I couldn't go wrong with this midfield.
Yeah.
I thought if he comes back to Germany, what could go wrong here?
Yeah.
And I went for him, and we were
agreed terms.
Yeah, we agreed terms and everything, and I thought, I've got him. This is it. This is a change for me. And then he signed an extension to his contract.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no.
Yeah.
So I went for this guy right afterwards. But I thought Kevin De Bruyne would have been my saviour.
Yeah. Well, you actually spent a lot of money on a midfielder who probably plays a very similar role to Kevin De Bruyne in Ederson, because he is more of like a ball progressor, gets forward whenever possible, shoots from distance, shoots with power. I like this signing, I must admit.
Well, I thought I had a strong defence, really.
Yeah.
So I thought, where else can I strengthen? And I looked at my strike force. I thought, my strike force is really good.
Yeah.
Why would I want to improve on that? So hence why I was buying midfielders then.
Yeah, to try and get a bit more creativity in the midfield. £39 million from Atalanta. He got 11 assists last season, which really stood out to us because he also had a really good average rating too.
And he scored a goal for me already, so I was happy with that.
Absolutely. 3 player of the matches last season. He's a quality player on the game. I've got to give you that. So that was your window. You lost Wembanyama and James Rodriguez on free transfers. They were kind of like, then it was just like, okay, so they're quite old now. Tactically, you've changed it around a little bit. You went for the similar instructions, I believe, but you really went for something wild here.
Well, I was looking at it, I thought, well, my defence is good. Strike force is good, so I stuck 2 up front. So let's play more attacking football and have a go at it this time. Yeah. And that was my thinking. I thought maybe I've sat back too much for this league, so why not have a go at it then?
Yeah.
So that's what I decided to do.
So he's got Moukoko in there on that left-hand side. I think that's because when we pick without restriction, he kind of moves and Marco Reus goes into that role. But we kind of seen Moukoko fail to progress as much last season because you weren't giving him any game time. And it was like
his finishing, his first touch, and his dribbling's all there.
Yeah,
that's all I want. Get inside that, get the ball inside the box, and give him the chance.
Yeah, absolutely. So he would then be replacing Royce, who maybe would be there, and it would all like move things backwards. So Adeyemi on that right hand side, you were quite happy with. To be fair,
I'm going to lock him in there every time. Really, I think he's my boy from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at my transfers then, because I think I had a very good transfer window here. £76 million spent. £8 million on the outs, including Pacho, including Jakic there. But the signings I made, I mean, this one, Matoma, free transfer for Matoma. Can't complain with that. That's absolutely insane from Brighton. Didn't have that best of a season last year, but he had a good average rating. I think that's a great signing. He's only 28, so a good few years left. Remember, Patreon members, you'll get the save game file of both of us, as long as one of us don't get sacked, I guess, of both of us on the patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming on the £5 tier. The link is at the top of the description underneath today's sponsor. Thank you to everybody who is Patreon members.
Yeah.
Because we've got kind of a nice little thing. We're recording this on Dad's first day of his working day, working at Made Luke Studios officially.
So now you're my boss.
Yeah, I am actually his boss. I've hired him. You've gone down. You dropped a day at work.
Yeah.
And I'm paying you for this day, and that's thanks to the Patreon members.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Yeah.
Everybody who helps and supports me on Patreon on that £5 tier, or even the lower tiers, you help contribute. For now, I can pay Dad so we can do more videos.
It's something that you've always talked about doing, isn't it? And I always used to say to Mum, it'd be lovely if he could do that, but I just don't think he could.
Yeah.
So take my hat off to you, son. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
2 days at work. I love it coming here for one day.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The dream is obviously to retire Dad, so Patreon, if you can keep that going up, we can retire Dad officially, and we can do even more videos.
I'm going to say, the more videos we do then, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. These versus videos are going to become a little bit more frequent now because we have the time to do it. That's thanks to you on the Patreon. So you will get the save game file, £5 tier. Arsene Zakarian was a good signing for me because I think it gives me a little bit more strength and depth in that centre attacking midfield. I think I had a couple of injuries, which is the reason why last season I didn't get as good as what I did the season before. Arsene Zakarian, really good cheap buy, only £19 million. Warren Zaire-Emery from PSG is a little bit of a gamble because I have better centre midfielders and I spent 26 million on him, but he is one of the best potential centre midfielders on the game. So if I have a high rating of Zaire-Emery, because I think he's in the 190 potential range, we could be laughing in a couple of years' time. We might not be if he doesn't develop. I also went for Kelvin at right back. I needed a good... I love this guy. I think he looks like he's like, oh shit, I've done something wrong all the time. But Kelvin, 24 years of age, Brazilian, very well rounded, not an attribute underneath 11.
No, that's good.
Really good.
Yeah.
For 24 years of age and only £7 million.
That's a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, good assist already. And then a leader. I needed a leader. I noticed I had Sebastian Rode, who was my club captain. He retired last year. I brought in Abakar Sila, leadership of 19, aggression of 20. He is going to get some red cards to me this season, no doubt. From the Ivory Coast, I will lose him, of course, for the AFCON, which is something that I don't really take in consideration until after I've signed it. I always forget about that.
Yeah.
But he's only 22. Good signing from Club Rouge. £23 million.
That used to affect Liverpool so much as well, didn't it? With all their players to shoot off there.
January is always difficult. So, tactically, I've changed it around slightly. Okay, so I've gone to a box-to-box midfielder because I think Thuram is really good going forward and decent coming back. So, maybe that Segundo Volante role was restricting him a little bit. Not securing him in there, but I am securing Zaire-Emery in there. I want to play Barbosa every single game. I neglected him last year. I think he's a better striker
he's getting better now, isn't he?
Yeah, than Kolo Muani. So I'm going to play him every single game. If possible, he's actually out injured at the minute, which is a groin strain. He's been out for 2 to 4 weeks. But Kolo Muani can still play on that left-hand side, but there's a lot of options out there now. Shadow striker in this role instead of the attacking midfielder. We've got Lindstrom, got Zakarian, got Matoma should we need to. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. And I'm also securing in Dennis Seaman. I think for the last couple of seasons, it's a risk, but if I can get this guy to be better than Kevin Trapp by the time we start next season, it'll be worth it.
I think if you've got a good defence in front of a young keeper, it works.
Yeah,
because the defence helps in them, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. So my fixtures so far, it's not been great. I had the Super Cup, of course, from winning that cup. We lost the DFB. Well, we won the DFB Pokal. We lost the Super Cup 2-0. Won the first round of the DFB Pokal, but then me and Dad faced each other.
I got my first point.
And he got his first point on the board.
Come on, this is it.
1-0, 86th minute. Remember, I'm on 9 points, so at the minute it's 9-1. Then
Silver, who would have thought you'd score my winning goal as well?
I know. Then it was a 0-0 against Bayern Munich, so I'm still not conceding that many.
That's good for me because I've just beaten you and you've just took points off them as well. That's what I'm thinking.
This is what, when we were discussing, like, throughout the season, like, when we see, like, oh, I took points off Bayern, I'm like, cheers for that. So, and then Augsburg, 3-1 away from home. It's a good result, to be fair. So I'm in the Champions League. Dad is in Europa League. Let's take a look at my Champions League fixtures. I've had worse, obviously, last season, but
your last 2 games is
PSG, Napoli, and Man City is going to be a difficult one for me, absolutely. Dad, your fixtures, your tactics, sorry. You're rocking this. I don't think you selected anybody, did you? We were looking at that from previous.
Yeah.
But your schedule, yes, you beat me 1-0. You then drew to Bayer Leverkusen, where you scored in the 92nd minute, so you actually rescued a point.
I'm scoring 2 late goals at the moment now, aren't
I? Then it was a 4-1 victory against Hertha Berlin.
Happy with that.
Yeah.
So I've started off quite well, really. I've dropped a point with a draw, but I haven't lost.
Second in the league, only behind Leipzig, who have yet to drop any points.
Yeah.
Your Europa League fixtures look like this. You should be winning this.
Oh, come on.
You should be going through as top.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, obviously, whatever happens in the knockout stages, good luck to you. Third season, it's currently 9-1 on the scores.
I'm on the comeback now, though.
I've
got a point on the board. Come on.
Let's find out. Third season.
Oh, you're having a laugh.
What a drop off from you. But that's another point on the board for Eintracht Frankfurt.
I've got closer to you. I'm only a point behind you now, but I can't believe I've dropped off that. like that.
5th place. We're both playing in Europa League next year.
Oh, no.
Which means you
Lost
didn't
8
win
games
the
again.
Europa League.
No.
Because that would be a
That'd be
guaranteed Champions League. Okay. You lost 8 games. No loss
Didn't lose you, though.
against Frankfurt. Just that one loss for me against Dortmund. So I'm guessing we drew. Yeah, we drew.
Yeah.
We drew 0-0, which means 0 points in that. So you've won 1 point. I've won 1 point here from winning that.
Well, yeah.
We are on Frankfurt right now. Let's take a look at the profile of the club. Barbosa, 23 goals, the golden boot. I was right to put my trust in my favourite Brazilian striker.
I'll tell you another thing, looking at that league title, my goal difference, 14.
14, yeah, that was low. Stuttgart finished above us with an even lower one.
Yeah.
By a point. They must have just had a really good defence. Bayern actually lost 4 games this season. None of them was against us.
No.
So we didn't take any points off of them in that, but they did draw 10.
They only just won as well, didn't they?
Yeah, you drew against them twice.
twice.
I drew against them once there, yeah. Leipzig finishing 69 points. Only a point behind them. Hey, that's only 70 points.
Yeah.
I finished higher than that last season. Bloody hell. Right, so we're on Frankfurt right now. So the competitions that we're looking for is Champions League and DFB Pokal. We know I haven't won the Champions League because that would come up there. But how did I do? And did I win the DFB Pokal? 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. The 3P of the DFB Pokal. My favourite trophy. Oh, and I beat Schalke
6-0.
6-0. 6-0 in the final. Who, by the way, is your rival. So you're welcome. 6-0. In the final. That's another 2 points. That's 3 points to me this season. Jesper Lindstrom with a couple of goals. Matoma with a couple of goals. Oh, it was deadly.
I can't get anywhere near this cup thing, can I?
Deadly. Right. Did I knock you out of it, though? I knocked out Bayern in a semi-final.
Hell of a result.
Quarter-final. You
I'm not there again.
do this cup at all.
Come on, surely.
3rd round. No.
Not there again.
2nd round. You were knocked out by Werder Bremen. Bloody hell. Right, the other cup competition, I was knocked out in the knockout playoff round by Nice. Oh, that's disappointing. In the league phase, though, I was right behind the actual official. I lost 2 games against Man City 7-0. And PSG 2-0. And I also drew, with Red Star. That's disappointing.
That's what's done you.
Yeah, that's what's cost me.
Yeah.
There. Okay, that's disappointing. Right, Borussia Dortmund, though. We know I've got 3 points on you there. We didn't gain anything else. You got 1 point in the bag this season. Let's take a look then at your competitions. Semi-final of the Europa League. Semi-final knocked out by Fiorentina. That's a shame. Spurs was also knocked out in the
Do you
semi-final.
know what? I fancy myself against Leicester. They were in my group stage. How did I get on in my group stage? And did I
We'll
beat?
have a look. So the final was won by Leicester, who beat Fiorentina in the final. Quarter-final, you knocked out Lille, which is a good win, actually.
Yeah.
Lille can be quite decent on this. Atalanta, that's a good win, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
You obviously pinched one of their best players in Ederson.
Yeah.
The round of 16, did you play the knockout? You played in the playoff, which means you did not finish in the top 8.
That's disappointing.
You
Isn't
knocked out AZ Alkmaar, league phase. Oh, you did terribly compared to... You lost to, in the league phase,
So I didn't lose against
Lille and
Leicester.
Atalanta, the 2 teams you knocked out in,
Yeah.
in the knockout stages, and lost to Midtjylland, and then you drew the Rangers, and you beat Leicester, who won the whole competition,
And I stuffed them
5-1.
5-1. Oh no.
Hammarby, Rakow, and Sparta Prague. That's disappointing from you.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. Let's take a look at your squad then. 22 goals from Pedro. Adeyemi was of 18, 16 from Makoko. You wanted 3 players in double figures though.
Yeah, and I got it. But I think 22 as the highest goal score is not good enough.
No, definitely not. You need that to be in the 30s and one of them to be close to 20. Well, one is close to 20. Pellegrini's still putting in the most assists, but not exactly the player at the average rating.
No,
that's a strange thing. I mean, if you look at he's wanted as well. His average rating since he joined you has not been great.
No.
Just short of 7 each time.
It makes me wonder if I've bought the right player there, you know?
Yeah, he's wanted by Manchester City, so if you do want, and he's upset because you failed to qualify for the Champions League.
He's upset. You're going to be in my seat, mate.
Because currently, you still only have
You're not
1
doing the
point.
business on the park, mate. That's why we're not in it.
You still only have 1 point. I have now bumped myself up to 12 points going into the 4th season. Your money sits at £48 million again.
Yeah, that's where I expected it to be.
Yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt though. Let's take a look at my squad. 38 goals from Gabigol in 50 appearances. I have got Amin Guri on 18, Zakarian on 13, Matoma. Kolo Muani did not score a goal in 22 appearances. That's shocking. He's our top scorer the last 2 seasons. 15 appearances in the league. All right, they were all substitute appearances, but
he's probably coming on the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, but still, Gabigol did the right thing. He was my top scorer. He's a Golden Boot winner. So
at the end of the day,
I made the right decision.
Yeah, your main striker has banged him in for you, only.
Yeah, but Cole and Moani, I was disappointed, man. Lindstrom did quite well again. I think that's 7.15 average rating. Philip Max with a good assist tally, but he's 32 now. Matoma did exceptionally well with his first season in the league. Happy with that. My transfer budget, £51 million, so I haven't been rewarded as much as what I was previously.
Yeah, would have been more than that.
Yeah, but Europa League.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be as high. My overall balance has dropped, obviously, from spending quite big the last 2 seasons. So we're going into season number 4 now. The score is 12-1.
I'm getting hammered here, aren't I need to win the Champions League. Well, I can't get in the Champions League at the moment, but
you need a big 4th season, Dad.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You need a big 4th season. Let's see who you bring in. Right, this was a very frustrating transfer window for us both.
Yeah.
I think you've signed 2 players for money. Both of them are midfielders.
Yeah. I know I keep saying signing midfield players, but I tried a couple different strikers, but I just couldn't improve what I had.
Yeah.
And I got 3 or 4 good strikers for 2 or 3 positions, so I'm thinking, do I waste money? And I looked at defenders, even like centre defenders. I got Silver, and so I thought, do I put someone beside him who's a world-class defender? But I couldn't improve what I had.
No, you already had Sule, you already had Schlotterbeck. We couldn't find anybody who was better.
I looked at my squad and I thought, I've got a really good squad here.
Yeah.
And certain positions I'm really good. So what do I do? And then I'm thinking to myself, is my formation wrong? Is my tactics wrong? So I looked at my tactics and I thought, right, let's get a solid midfield in and let's try and do something different in tactic-wise. So that's what I went for, really. So
you brought into a different type of midfielder, I think, than what you haven't had. Onana, who's more of a ball winner.
Yeah, I was looking for this guy to be in front of my defence, but in behind my midfield.
Yeah,
that's what I was going for. And this boy does it for me. I thought
he's like a Torquante, isn't he? Yeah. 6'4". He's very quick.
Yeah,
quite strong, but he's a ball winner. He's not very good once he gets the ball, but he does the easy stuff.
Yeah, that's all I wanted him to do.
Yeah, so
we've watched him in the Premier League a few times, and he does that, doesn't he?
£55 million, quite a lot of money.
It was, yeah,
but if he does the job, then I think it's worth it. Then you went for Thomas Souček, because you see what I do with Thomas Souček, and you think, I want a piece of that.
Well, when we watch him on the Premier League, he does exactly what you say he does, doesn't he? He gets that odd goal for you coming from midfield, and he just bombs right through, and he arrives late and he gets your goals.
Gets for whenever possible. Arrives late in opposition area. Perfect for a centre midfield on attack type of role.
So I thought with him and Pellegrini in there, that could be my attacking midfield that I want.
£29 million from West Ham. He got 3 goals and 4 assists last season. He's already got a goal and assist with a good average rating.
It's a good start for me from him. I was pleased with that.
And then a backup goalkeeper on a free transfer, which you needed because you lost your goalkeeper.
David De
Gea retired. You had quite a few retirements, I think, which is the reason why you were able to spend £84 million. Your wage budget decreased quite a lot.
I mean, there was another thing where I was looking at, do I spend a lot of money on a real world-class goalkeeper? And I looked at my goalkeeper and I'm thinking, I've got a world-class goalkeeper.
Yeah,
why do I need to replace him?
Yeah.
So I just went out and just thought, there you go. I got him on a freebie. That's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. You sold the likes of Emre Can and Ron McNally, 2 older players who weren't really getting a lot of game time. That was, again, freeing up your wages. So you mentioned the tactic. You have changed it.
Yes. So as you can see, look, I put my 2 centre defenders bang right in there, and then I sort of a war around them, really. But hopefully we're a bit still going forward, and I still got 3 up front, which is what I was looking at, really.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I've just solid the mid, just put like a wall right across the midfield there with this guy right in front of my defence, so he could just drop back into the centre defence if I really needed him, and my wing backs can drop back, so it gives me 5 then in the defence. So
absolutely,
that was my thinking with this. I'm thinking, well, maybe I went too much forward last time.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed for this one.
Onana as the halfback nailed in, but if we did quick pick without restriction, it would change to Ojcan, but it's the different type of player than what we're looking for. You were looking for the pace and the tackling ability there. The rest of it, though, you were pretty happy with when you do the Pellegrini, Ederson. Souček can obviously come in that as well. Pedro up front instead of nailing down Makoko, but of course they can rotate.
Well, I was thinking to myself as well, the assistant manager's there, let him just get on with it. Maybe I'm mucking about with the team too much.
Yeah, because you secured too many players last year, didn't you? 4 or 5 players.
I mean, if they're playing when they're injured as well, they automatically play because I'll put them in there when they're not fully fit, where he'll put the fully fit players in the positions. So I thought, right, leave it to him to change.
We get questions quite often how we do these simulations, how we would do it when we secure players as you go on holiday, and you got these 2 tabs here. Unfortunately, I don't think there is that on the touch versions of the game.
No, it's not, because it winds me up, doesn't it?
Because Dad doesn't have that. But when you use current match tactics and then you also select this one, that's how you
I've got a quick little story to tell you as well. You know, we went away to London, didn't we?
Yes.
People know that we went away to London for Luke's birthday and all that. I took my laptop with me. And I played this game of an evening, and because I can't secure the tactics, I had to play a whole season. I finally went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I played a full season with a new tactic that I was trying out. And it wasn't the tactic I tried doing either, but maybe I should have went with it. I was winning the league the whole season until the last game of the season. I lost it, and Bayern Munich beat me, winning the league. I nearly threw that laptop across the bedroom.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
I was absolutely gutted, and I lost the league. And I was thinking to myself, yes, I've got it. I've got the new tactic, I've got everything here. Wait till I see Luke in the morning. I was like, out with this.
One of us. One of us. Right, okay, so that's Dad's. Before we look at his fixtures, my transfer window again was frustrating. I somehow spent £90 million. The Luca net says 66 million. It was not that up front. So Luca nets, I think, was the one position I really needed was left back. Losing, or not exactly losing, but Max was quite old.
Yeah.
£66 million, but it wasn't up front at all. I can't work out how many it was up front. He's got 2 assists for me already. He's very good. Of course, he's an incredible left back on this game, and he's German, only 23 years of age. Patreon members, there you go. Malario or Malero, I'm not quite sure how to say it. He's Spanish and Cuban, which I thought was quite interesting actually. Again, quality young player, only 22. Very cheap as well, £23 million for the quality that he actually brings from Las Palmas. 6 goals and 5 assists in La Liga last year for a team that was only just qualified into that division. I think is really good. And he's got 2 assists for me already.
I've got to say, I think you're building a hell of a squad here.
Yeah.
I think I've got a good squad, but you're building a good squad.
Yeah, I'm starting to build 2 good teams is what I'm noticing, because I'm struggling to think who I'd actually pick. Like Thomas Suchek, though, he has great player traits that I love. Arrives late in opposition area, runs the ball often, those types of things, and he tries killer balls with that good passing and vision. So that's the players that I brought in. I only sold Gibraltar for £5 million, so I didn't really sell a lot of players either, as you can see. So I spent quite a lot. Now, tactically, I've gone back to what I had in the first season, but I've changed just a little bit. I changed that to a Trecatista role. I was finding that in the first couple of games I wasn't scoring a lot of goals compared to what I would like. So the Trecatista role was brought in to hopefully give somebody the edge to go a little bit wide, find spaces wherever he wants, because that's what Trecatista does. Kind of just allows them to do that and find space instead of, you know, thinking of defensive stability. Kelvin, I wasn't playing right back because he wasn't playing right back every single game last season. So we'll look at my schedule first. We done quite well. We lost in the Super Cup to Bayern.
You take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we were 2-1 up as well, unfortunately. 10-0 against this team here in the first round of the DFB Pokal, and that is with a rotated side. 4-1 against Hertha Berlin, good result. 4-3 away to Hamburg with a 94th minute winner and an 89th minute equaliser. So I'll take that. I was 2-0 up, then I went 3-2 down. And then I won 4-3. The Frankfurt fans, who are incredible, by the way. If you've ever seen videos of the Frankfurt fans, and a lot of teams in Germany are, and Dortmund's exactly the same.
I mean, really, that's why Dortmund are my favourite German side. When we watch it and with the war and all that, I just think it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why they're my favourite team, really.
And Schalke 2-0 against them as well. Now, we're both in the Europa League, so we'll take a look at the fixtures here. We shouldn't be playing against each other, but I like my fixtures. Those are fixtures that I think I should be winning.
You definitely
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at your fixtures. Of course, we haven't played each other. The score is, 12-1 at the minute. Let's take a look at your fixtures. You've also had a good time.
Yeah.
You've only dropped 3 points, so 2 points there against Borussia Mönchengladbach and 0-0. 1-0 away from home against Leipzig, and of course finished in second place last year and only a point behind top.
Yeah.
And you beat Freiburg 3-0, who can be very good on this game too.
So I wasn't banging in the goals, but I was winning. Yeah. And I wasn't conceding goals. That was my biggest.
No, not at all.
So the formation I played there, I thought was right then. Yeah.
So you've got a difficult couple of games, to be fair. Yeah. A lot harder than my fixtures. You've got Roma, Villa, who are very good on Football Manager. Lyon and Fiorentina can be difficult too. So in the league phase of the Europa League, I think I've definitely got the easier fixtures. Will you get past the second round of the DFB Pokal, though? That is the big question everybody wants to know, because Dad cannot get past a second round.
I'm trying to get my hands on that cup.
Yeah. Right. This 4th season, the scores are currently 12-1. Dad needs a huge season 4. Let's see how it does. 4th season. I've done it again.
20. What's that? 22 points you beat me by?
Come on.
I mean, you've won the league
points.
easily. Look,
11 points there. Huge. The golden boot was shared between Makoko and Barbosa.
Hey, he's coming good.
Pellegrini also got the second highest assist because Jesper Lindstrom has had a season of a lifetime with the highest average rating and the most assists. The guy is insane. He looks incredible. Very happy with that. We're back in the Champions League. We are champions. You're also in the Champions League there, the 5th place.
Yeah.
Okay, which might mean Bayern possibly have won the Champions League, so you get an extra position there. 61 points for you. You lost 9 games.
Oh,
Frankfurt was one of them, which is another point. Oh, I've lost.
Yes.
Lost against you. Okay, so you gained a point there. So that's currently 3 points for me there.
And 1 point for me.
1 point for you, and then another point for me winning against yourself. So that's 4 points for me in that one season. 1 point for you. We're on Frankfurt. I mean, I've won 3 cups in a row. That'd be great if I managed to get it a 4th time.
Come on.
Have I done it? It's the treble. It's the Holy Grail.
Gosh, you've won the Europa League as well.
I won the Europa League, Dad. That's correct. That's the reason why you're playing Champions League football next year. You're welcome.
I only looked over at the ringing League Cup. Oh, no.
I'm giving you Champions League football. You should be grateful.
Yeah, thank you.
You should be grateful. 5-2 against Chelsea in the final. Absolutely obliterated them. Unbelievable stuff. And I won the DFB Pokal.
I just hope that you didn't.
And I beat Dad in the final.
Oh, I've only got to the final. You beat me. Oh,
come on. Let's go. That is a huge season.
How did that game go? That was scoring wise.
You missed a penalty to make it 2-3 at that point, and then you scored in the 91st minute, which give you the consolation goal. Yeah, it went 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. Yeah, and then Malero got the 74th. Adeyemi missed a penalty on the 80th, and Makoko got one in the 91st. That's harsh. Semi-final, I knocked out Leverkusen, you knocked out Mainz. Quarter-final, when did somebody knock out Bayern Munich here? They must have been knocked out early. Bayern Munich must have been knocked out very, very early. Oh, there we go. They beat Werder Bremen, so they did go through to the 3rd round. I'm just blind. Oh, they knocked out Hamburg on penalties.
Yeah.
Right. That's huge for me. So that is a domestic trophy, which is another 2 points.
I finally got to a final, but lose to you. That's even worse.
5 points, 6 points for winning, 7 points for winning against you in the cup final. And then I got the Europa League, which is another 4 points, I think, which equals 12 points. Almost? Yeah? I think something like that.
Yeah,
we'll work out in a sec.
12 points.
12 points. Dad, how did you do this season outside of that? Semi-final by Eintracht Frankfurt.
So you beat me in a final, and then you also knocked me out in the Europa League to go on and win the Europa League as well.
Yeah. You did get a point, though, because you beat me in the first leg.
Right.
I won the second leg 1-0, which is another point. Then you beat me in the first leg, and I won on penalties.
Yeah.
So...
I had it in the bag.
Come on. Thank you very much, Father. Unbelievable. Semi-final and runners-up and 5th place. At least you got Champions League football next year. Goals-wise, 36
You're
goals.
absolutely loving this, ain't you?
Yeah. Yusuf Makoko got 36 goals for you. You wanted more goals from your striker. Yusuf Makoko got you 36.
I said he would come good, didn't I?
Adeyemi got 15 and a very good average rating too. You had quite a few goals coming from Pedro and Antonio Silva. Pellegrini with 20 assists.
Silva scoring 10 goals. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Not bad at all. Transfer budget-wise, you got £57 million
a little bit better
to spend next year.
A little bit better.
Frankfurt, let's look at my goals. 38 from Barbosa, 21 and 22 assists from Jesper Lindstrom is absolutely, I've got to clap it, it's that good. Alberto got 14 and 16, I've got quite a few assists there. And transfer budget-wise, £78 million. The treble winners getting £78 million. So season number 4, I got myself another 12 points. Dad got himself another 2 points, which puts our tally up to Omega Luke, 24 points. Omega Dad, 3 points.
I've beaten you 3 times. That's it, isn't it?
On to season number 5. It's kind of won
this
already.
Yeah.
You need an unbelievable season. You need to knock me out of everything and win everything.
Yeah, I've got to beat you every single game, then beat you in the semi-finals of every single cup,
Yeah.
and then win everything.
We'll see. Let's have a look. 5th and final season.
I've got a good enough team to do it.
Yeah, you do, to be fair. So, for Dad catching up, I spent £91 million. I sold 15. One of them was Colin Moani for almost £15 million. Pretty much, he wanted to go. I haven't really used him the last couple of seasons. He's already got 2 goals in France at Nice. I spent £91 million. I brought in Tommy St. Jago on a free transfer. I also brought in, for you Patreon members, the last 3 rebuilds I think I found an unbelievable new gen goalkeeper. My scouts found him again.
Yeah.
It was one of those where I picked him up. I looked on the screen and Dad went, "Is that my scouts who found him?" And I went, "Nope.
Nope, not this time."
I
was like, no!
That's our kind of rule. If it's our scouts, we get first dibs unless they're both on there. But no, it was my scouts who found him. So Rondu is a quality goalkeeper. £4.1 million was his release clause. Unbelievable. We got 10 clean sheets last season, and he's only 18 years of age. I then signed Oosterwolde for £10 million, I think, something like that. Yeah, £10.5 million. Really good left back, to be fair, to back up Luca Netz, because I lost my backup left back in Max, who retired or was released. I then also seen Samuel Ricci on the transfer list at Arsenal for £51 million. So I brought him in. Incredible.
Yeah, you were jumping when you'd seen this boy, weren't you?
Yeah, incredible centre midfielder. And then I went a little bit. This one's done in installments, but I thought you Patreon members would enjoy this one. I needed a backup striker, to be fair, and I brought in Michael Bramley. And you're thinking, never heard of him. No, he's a new gen. He's English, and he came through the Dutch FC20 Youth Academy. He's actually quite good. He's only 19 years of age. Good pace, good balance, very good off the ball. He tries killer balls for some reason. He can't pass, but he can try it. £25 million. Last season, he got 11 goals in the Eredivisie, which is not bad for an 18-year-old at the time.
No.
So, really good. Let's look after him, shall we? Let me know how he progresses. So, 2 new gens there for you guys. Now, tactically, I'm keeping exactly the same. I just won the bloody treble. I don't really need to do anything. If I went pick restriction, best 11, it would look like this, kind of how I'd want it to be fair. Silla and Scalvini have been solid for me. Seaman actually is now my #1 goalkeeper, but I'm quite surprised Rondu wasn't better than him. Seaman has progressed a little bit, not as much as what I was hoping, but he's still good. Nauf at right back, he's quite decent, to be fair. I'm happy for him and Kelvin to switch around, but the rest of the team, yeah, I'm happy with that. On to Dad before we take a look at my fixtures. Dad had a good transfer window, but he lost his #1 goalkeeper.
I didn't want to lose him, but he wanted
to leave, wouldn't he?
He wanted to go. Yeah, he was a bit disappointed. I'm thinking, well, you're disappointed. You're the one who's letting the goals in.
He did keep 13 clean sheets last season.
I mean, he done me well, so I thought, well, all right, we'll let him go. See who I can get in then.
£20 million. You also sold Pedro, because of course now you've got Makoko.
Yeah, I mean, these 2 young boys coming through.
Yeah, Pedro's 30.
Yeah, I said right from the beginning, I had a good strike force. Why change it? And Dortmund have got these players already, so they're doing really well. So, as
we mentioned, it was my birthday last week. We went to London. I turned 31. Do you know what Dad's first words were? Stick you on the transfer list then. He's 31. Right. Dad did replace the striker role, though, and that is where you had to spend all your money. Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, I do like this guy. Hell of a signing for United.
Yeah.
He's only played 9 games in the Italian league. Well,
no, he scored 9 goals.
Scored 9 goals in Italy.
But per transfer, 90 minutes is what you need to look at statistically.
But what a profit they've made on him, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I like this boy. I mean, and I looked at him as well. I'm thinking, is he my main striker or is he going to be a backup striker? So I thought about it. Great, get him. The only thing I didn't realise, and we've just realised at the time, I lost one of my main midfield players.
Yeah. We didn't realise it at the end of the season. No, Ederson.
Yeah, this is a problem. We don't control the January transfer windows when
simulate through. Yeah, it wasn't until we started saving and got past the transfer window where we looked at our window to talk about it here, and we were like, "Oh, you lost Ederson last season." Didn't even realise.
But then at the end of the day, though, I had a really strong midfield anyway. Yeah. So I wasn't too disappointed. I strengthened where I think I needed to strengthen.
So yeah, you also brought in DeMarco.
Yeah.
Quality left back.
Yeah.
Dad was looking through and he was like, any players stand out to you in this list? And I went, I'm not saying anything. We're against each other. And he went, have a look at the Inter Milan one. I went, yeah, that's the one that stood out to me. £16 million was the signing for that. DeMarco. Good signing that is. And then you also went for Maxence Lacroix from Wolfsburg, £9 million. I think that's quite a good bargain, to be fair.
To be honest, I had a little bit of money left over, didn't I? And I just, let's have a scout around. And I was looking at to strengthen my defense just in case. This boy popped up and I thought, yeah, I'll go for him.
Yeah, so that is your signings. Tactically, you have changed it once again. You've gone for the 2 up top because, of course, bringing in Rasmus Højlund, who is a very good pressing forward on the game. He's got great aggression and good work rate, and not bad passing either. So
this way I could put him there, and then I have my other 2 strikers, as long as I put Adeyemi on the right-hand side.
Yeah. So you got Coco playing up there, Adeyemi on the right.
I mean, I was happy with this formation. I got 3 good midfield players that I've put into there. Good, strong midfield players, which I was happy with.
Yeah.
And my defence was really strong. So, for the patrons, I've got a hell of a good squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I felt I just wasn't performing. I mean, you look at my defence there. That's a world-class defence.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And my midfield is really good as well.
We didn't mention him, but you also brought in Kovacevic to back up your goalkeeper. Really good deal, to be fair. Only £4 million. That's when you were kind of like, oh, I'll let Cabell go. This guy's still decent, to be fair. Really good mental attributes for that price as well. 6'4", good goalkeeper. Really good defence. Your midfield is quite strong, to be fair. You've got some good backup options as well, should you really need it.
This was the formation that I tried during the night when we was in London. That's why I went to this formation as well. I thought, well, I've got a strong defence. Let's play with it. Strong midfield. Let's go with that.
Okay, so your schedule then, let's take a look at it.
And look what happened. I lost to you straight away.
It's another point. 3-1 against Braunschweig. When we were looking at this, Dad always goes, are they any good for the DFB Pokal if he doesn't recognise who they are? And I went, they're okay. And he went, I better play quite a strong team then. 3-1 against them. I rested my players because, of course, I had a Super Cup in between.
Yeah.
I played a whole new 11.
That's so good.
Just against Dad.
That's how good his team that he's built for you Patreon boys. This is hell of a side that he has built. And when he done it, he said, I'm changing him. And he went, there's only one player I haven't changed, so I might as well change him as well. And I thought, he's just changed the whole squad.
My full 11, including the goalkeeper.
I'm not going to spoil it, but he changed the whole squad. It's Man City in the making, isn't it?
1-0 against Frankfurt away as well. I won that, Gabby Barbosa. Then you lost to Bayern.
That's what I just couldn't. I mean, look at my first 2 fixtures. I've lost to the top 2 teams, I think, in my league at this time.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I've just lost 1-0,
1-0.
I mean, all right. I haven't conceded a lot of goals, so I think my defence is doing the right job.
Yeah.
But I'm not scoring them. But I'm getting worried now. I think I'm going to get sacked.
Yeah. Well, this is actually where you switch your tactic to what you're looking at right now, and that's when you picked up your first win. 2-1 there against Freiburg, which is a good result. So your fixtures in the Champions League look like this, and you've got me to thank for playing in it, to be fair. You've got Arsenal in there, Man City, Juve, Roma. Some difficult fixtures in there.
Yeah.
Right. On to Frankfurt then. We know one of my results, and I've already picked up a win there. The rest of them beat Bayern in the Super Cup 2-1.
Here we go.
Lovely stuff. Knocked this team out 8-0, who
then he changes his
Bayern's
squad.
badge.
And look who scores 4 goals, is it?
If you look at that, that is every single backup player I've got in my team, including the goalkeeper. Zakarian is now pretty much a backup. I even played Michael Bramley, who only got a 6.3, and he scored.
You've done that in the 8-0 game, and your Michael Bramley scored 4 in that game.
Oh yeah, to be fair, I also did a full.
That's when you done it first. Yeah. Then you done it for the Liverpool game as well to rest them because you knew you had me afterwards.
Yeah, and then I won 1-0.
You rested your whole squad.
But then I lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on here. I lost 2-1 against Bayer Leverkusen at home. Bad result when I started playing my first team. And then Union Berlin, I lost 2-0 away to them. So maybe my second team's better than my first team. But if you take a look tactically, that's my best 11. You can see my backup is pretty good, to be fair. Okay, my fixtures in the Champions League look like this. I have Rennes. We both play Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United.
Both play Roma as well.
One. Yeah, I got
and Galatasaray.
Yeah. Okay, so I picked up another point there, which puts me on 25 points. You've still only got 3 points. It's going to take something quite incredible for you to turn this around. Let's have a look. 5th and final season.
Come on.
Final season.
Yes.
Borussia Dortmund finish above Frankfurt.
I'll take that.
Well done, Dan.
I'll take that.
Only 2 points off Bayern.
Yeah.
Very close.
That annoys me then because that game I lost to you at the beginning of the season, we could just got in the league.
They lost a couple of games at the end of the season there. It wasn't against us. They lost 8 in total. 1 was against you.
Yeah.
You lost 6.
You cost me the league then, really.
I did cost you the league.
Oh, no. So that's 2 points for you, Australia.
No,
even though I'm above you in the league, you've still done me because you beat me twice already.
So that's 2-1 in points there. Okay, golden boot winner was Gabby Barbosa, 29 points. Makoko had 26.
Where did you find him?
Yeah, I mean, how cheap was that as well? It's 31 now, only £7 million. Unbelievable. Rasmus Højlund, though, great average rating for Rasmus in his debut season. Makoko, there with a good average rating too. Victor Osman looked like he had
quite a few players in there already.
Yeah.
Pellegrini, most assists.
Most assists, yeah. Makoko, highest or most man matches. It's a good season for you. It's just really unfortunate that final, couple of games there that you lost. Competitions for Frankfurt, I won nothing. Okay, so I lost. Oh, nobody won the DFB Pokal. Round of 16.
I just couldn't win that cup, could I?
You're not in the round of 16, which means you might have. Oh no, you'd been out.
No.
Knockout playoff. Inter Milan knocked you out.
I thought you was going to beat me then.
Knockout playoff. So I beat Rennes in there. You eliminated by Inter Milan, which is a difficult fixture to face in the knockout playoff round. So in the league phase, you finished higher than me, which doesn't count as a point, by the way. You beat Porto, Arsenal, Monaco, Juventus. 2 draws, 2 losses against Roma and Man City.
I wasn't getting hammered neither.
No, I won 4 and lost 4, so I lost 5-4 against Manchester United at home. I also lost to Arsenal. Right, well, there we go.
How did we do through the league? The season.
The season. Well, let's take a look at that. Were any of us top at one point? So the past positions. No, I was second quite a lot of it.
You had an awful start
the season. I had a terrible start.
So you done well to pull it back, really.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't that good. Was it?
If you think about it, we started this. So this is the first game there. We actually started in 14th and 13th, I think.
Yeah.
We started that low down.
Well, yeah, because you lost the 2 games after you beat me.
Yeah, 15 and 16.
I lost to you and lost to Bayern as well, didn't I? So.
Yeah. Hold on, let's go back and have a look. Yeah, we've just gone back. We started that campaign going into that last season in 14th and 15th position.
Hey, we're the best team going, and we're in that.
Unreal.
The squad that we had, and we're down there. Look, what was going on?
But there we go. Right, let's take a look at my goals then. I had 37 from Gabby Barbosa, 16 from Malario there. Not bad at all. Transfer-wise, £43 million. Borussia Dortmund. Let's take a look. You had 34 goals from Yusuf Makoko, 23 from Rasmus Højlund.
Really pleased with that,
rating.
Yeah.
What he does off the ball, I think, is you got both of them are wanted as well. Not a lot of goals elsewhere, though.
No, that's disappointing, isn't it?
Your problem there.
Yeah.
20 assists there for Lorenzo Pellegrini, and he finally had a good average rating. Well, there we go. So the total points tally is Omega Luke 26, Dad 4.
So that's 3 wins and it finished above you in the league. I couldn't win anything.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one thing for it. I'm a champion after all. I might as well wear it. So there we go. Right.
I'll take it my after, son. You built the first season. I just couldn't believe.
No,
you won the double the first season.
Was really unexpected.
And I honestly thought I would do you the first season. I thought I'll get my nose in front. He will come back at me again.
Yeah.
But I thought I'll get my nose in front. I'll be happy there. That first season, you just done me.
Yeah.
And then I was just scraping at anything. Then I mean, just couldn't get it right.
No.
And I've done a hell of a lot of research for that, didn't I?
Absolutely, yeah, loads. Dan put a lot of time into this. Now, the next rebuild versus that we're going to do, hopefully we can get out to you in a couple of weeks' time. It might be 3 weeks, depending on schedules, because I've got wrestling up in Morecambe and stuff like that. If you want to come watch my wrestling, by the way, check out my socials. All those posts, like stuff like the actual tickets and stuff like that. If you're anywhere near Plymouth, Dad comes and watches. Really enjoys it. I'm currently the tag team champion of Reach Wrestling.
Deserving tag team champion.
Very good. Shout out to DBJ.
Far, you and Dan are by far the best tag team this side of Devon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, so thank you very much if you want to watch that. But the next versus rebuild is going to be, Dad,
Celtic versus Rangers.
It is the Old Firm Derby. Loads of people have been asking for it. We're going to do the Old Firm Derby, whether it be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Depends on schedules and everything like that. But that is going to be that. Take a guess who is going to be who in the comments section. And remember, patreon.com/MegaLukeGame if you want the save game file here. And Dad, we did a video looking at the season coming up in real life in the Premier League. take a look at that video, because we don't really do a lot of stuff outside of Football Manager.
No.
We took a chance. If you enjoy it, there'll be plenty more.
I'm looking
to come.
forward to the start of the season.
Absolutely. So go watch that video right now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.